What's up, guys? I'm back with another video to talk about menopause, my favorite subject. So, just wanted to give some little tidbits that I learned listening to a few podcasts and doing a little bit more research about perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So, if you had to think about each of those categories, the best way to put them is perimenopause is the start of the process, basically. And this is where you'll get symptoms like your um, fluctuating hormones, irregular periods, some hot flashes, mood changes, and fatigue. So those are just a little bit of what you'll experience. But when you notice that something is just not right with my body, that was the first thing that I said to myself. Something just doesn't feel right here. Like I'm starting to notice bits and pieces of different things that's happening that's just not my normal. So that's going to be your perimenopause. And then menopause is 12 consecutive months with no cycle at all. And I did hear some stories that sometimes it'll peak back, but that's the time when you need to go see your doctor if it starts to come back and do weird things, because there could be some kind of an underlying health condition. But it's just a precaution to go see your doctor if you experience that. Postmenopause is after all of the menopausal phase is over, however many years that takes, because everybody's body is different. And you'll still have more like the hot flashes and some other type of symptoms that go along with that, along with maybe some bone loss issues and things like that. So that's when people kind of complain more about osteoporosis, that kind of thing, because of the bone density loss. However, that's nothing to get or be afraid of, because there's things and medications and supplements that you could take to help you out to prepare. Um, but let's talk about some things that I learned on the podcast. So essentially, when a woman is born, whether you identify as a woman or not, if you were born a female, um, you are born to produce babies. So your body becomes accustomed to doing. So you're born just to do that as a female. And you are born with millions and millions of eggs to make this happen. When you are born, those eggs are there. Yes, they are. And at some point in your life, you're going to go through puberty where you have a cycle that takes that egg and put it into place to be fertilized. That's the normal process that women go through all of their lives as long as they have a cycle. Okay, so then at some point between, I think they're saying like 35 and sometimes a little bit sooner, 35 to maybe 45, you will start to lose eggs. Matter of fact, you lose eggs every year of your life. As you get into these different phases of your life, you lose a certain amount of eggs. And that's why when you get older, it's harder for you to produce if you want to have children in a late age, because you have a limited amount or supply of eggs to fertilize. Okay, but back on to what I was saying, as you get older, your body goes through this process of reducing that egg supply. And then also you start to lose estrogen, progesterone, um, testosterone, all of the things that you thought that uh, men only have, we have them too. And all of these chemicals work together to produce this fertility. Okay. So basically, when you get ready to go through this process, as you get further and further along or up in age, these things start to taper off. And so when we lose these different chemicals, like your estrogen gets low, all of the things that help you to balance yourself, once those start cutting down, your body goes like, what is going on here? Like, whoa, I thought we were supposed to be moving the egg over to the uterus to get fertilized, and now you want me, where's the eggs? Like, where's the estrogen, or where's the progesterone, where's the testosterone? It's looking for that. So while you're looking for that chemical to do those things, your body's like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do anymore. And so it just kind of goes wacko, and that's where we receive all the different symptoms, because your body is totally confused as to what's going on. And it's like, this is not what we did um, for the first 35 years of your life. Just think about it. Your body is used to doing these things, this process, and now you're saying we can't do it anymore. So this is where you come in. Say that you realize, like I woke up one day and just said something is not right, right? Okay, so you calculate and think about your age and your symptoms, and you're like, oh, okay, hey, stop. And you're like, this is perimenopause. Or you talk to your doctor and it's confirmed, this is perimenopause. Okay, so that's where you come in, because now you're recognizing there is a change in yourself, and there is something that we can do about it. Because the thing about these steps, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, I'm a strong believer, when you know what's going on in your mind, you can action it better than that of not knowing or pretending, oh, I don't have perimenopause or I don't have menopause. It's when we reject the facts, the given facts, that you are a female and you're going to have these symptoms at some point in your life, whether it be exactly on in the age range or it could be later. Some people start perimenopause way outside of the age. Some people go through menopause way outside of the age. So, and this is a huge, like, well over 10-year process. Easy. So why not just recognize it and do something about it? When you have those hot flashes, hey, don't do all the sugar. And I can't tell you how much going through this process has helped me with staying active, being in that gym as much as I can, or just walking 30 minutes, a brisk walk. Keeping everything moving helps those endorphins when that fatigue is, there or coming on. Get that brisk walk in, or just to not even have it to come on. Go ahead and actively know, I got to do my 30-minute walk today. There's so many things that could help with the sleep. Mindfulness and listening to the different noises that I mentioned in my other videos about putting on your pink noise, your brown noise, your white noise, the thunderstorm noises. Those definitely work really well with going to sleep. Magnesium, oh my gosh, that was a game changer for me. I suggest that you try magnesium for sure if you're having trouble sleeping. What else? Just making sure that the room is totally dark. Screen time, make sure you turn that off. No electronic gadgets in the bed. Keep that room totally dark. Play your music, your soft music. Put some lavender on your pillow. All these things help with getting a good night's sleep. And as stated in my other videos, don't suffer through this process. If anything is life-changing for you, or that you just totally just can't deal with, like if you're not getting enough sleep, go see your doctor. Go see a doctor to help you get some sleep, because there's things that they can give you as well to help you get sleeps and minimize symptoms. You know, you got your hormone replacement therapies, whatever your doctor suggests for you. I hate calling specific names for things, but some people don't know what to ask for. And from my understanding, HRTs cover a plethora of symptoms when you're just like, this life is life and too much with this, you know, because you still got to deal with life as it comes, and then you got to deal with the things that are going on with the symptoms that you're having. That can be pretty overwhelming at times. I know where you are, doing it now, and some days it's good and some days it's more frustrating than anything, because you want to be your old self again. You know, you don't want to go through these changes and have symptoms. You want to be happy. So, just sharing that just to hopefully get you some thoughts going on how to deal with the symptoms and the perimenopausal process, because there's 3 phases and those phases are lengthy. So hopefully this talk helped you a little bit to kind of dig in a little bit more and be more accepting to the process, because it's going to happen. It doesn't miss anybody. And again, you can surgically remove everything from your body, all of the organs and processes of fertility, and you're still going to get it. Matter of fact, that actually escalates it and move you straight into menopause when you take everything out. So that's why some people act a little strange after that surgery, is because it jumps you straight to menopause as soon as you take everything out. So you just have 2 phases. You have the menopause. Those folks end up going through the 2 phases of menopause and then postmenopause when they get rid of everything. They don't do the peri because they got the organs removed that causes that. So that's the reason why they get the confusion. They just jump right in confusion immediately. The thing about perimenopause, because of the steps that it goes through, it kind of helps kind of prepare you for the rest of it, because you've already been through some of the symptoms already. The only thing is with peri, you still have the cycle. Menopause, you don't have a cycle at all. And then postmenopause, that's the final stages of everything, where other things go on, but not as bad as what you started and in the middle with. So keep those things in mind, and look back at some of my other videos where I talk about this in a little bit more detail, and then we will continue as I learn more, and I'll share what I know, and we'll just go from there. We're on the journey together, and I feel like the more that I share and the more that you know, the better you'll be able to deal with the symptoms of perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. All right, so we'll talk to you later. Bye.